Okay, hello and welcome to Exploring PTS Primo Charts. This is our third session. My name is Patricia. I am in tech support and I do the customer onboarding at PTS Primo Charts. Today, first, we're going to review, you can see on the screen, and this is our topics for today. We're going to review our past 2 weeks in a quick way, and then if you have questions about any of the features, I can answer them. And then we will talk about the previous bar option on the scanners. We are going to talk about running scanners on 24-hour markets like the forex markets and creating custom lists of symbols. This presentation is going to be about 20 minutes. And then at the end, we will have the questions and answers, but you can also ask, send your questions on the chat. And if I find it proper, I will answer them. So let's move to PTS Primo Charts. What you see at the screen at this moment is PTS Primo Charts with, I just open a chart, I open a multi-scanner, and I open a portfolio manager. So in this review, what I'm going to do is exactly what you see. To open a chart, you will go to the top left. When you click, you can type in the symbol and your chart will open, okay? With the multi-scanner, if you go to the icon on the first row of icons, you will see an icon that says multi-scanner. When you click on that one, it will open the multi-scanner window. For the portfolio manager, if you go to the letter P, you have the option to create a new portfolio manager. And when you do that, you can create it with your own name. Like, for example, if you want a portfolio manager for Forex, you can name it that way or whatever you find yourself to help you with the name. Also, we have stocks I like. Stocks I like is a type of portfolio manager, and we will talk about portfolio managers in the following weeks. So now we have 2 charts, SPY charts. We have 2 multi-scanners. On the right-hand side, you see a little arrow. When you pull down that arrow, you can see everything that is open on your charts, okay? Besides that, you find a little X. That little X will close the windows that you don't need to use. Like, for example, I don't need 2 multi-scanners, so I'm going to close one of them. And I don't need 2 SPY charts, so I'm going to go to the X and close it. And for now, I don't need the Forex portfolio manager. I will close it. And this is what I need. On SPY, what I'm going to do now is add the indicators that we had last week, the PATD, the PTS extreme trend as a highlighted signal, strategy number 4, strategy number 5, and also the buy-sell line. But instead of a fluid, I'm just going to add it as a 50-day period moving average. And I'm going to put the color ribbon at the bottom of my chart. I'm going to click on the indicator, the 50-day moving average. And if you look towards the left bottom of the screen, you can change that line. I don't want the dotted line, but I want a solid line, probably a little bit thicker. And also I can change the color from this snippet on the left hand side. And this is the one that how I want my chart to be today. I'm going to the layout configuration icon, second option. I will split the screen. Then I have a multi-scanner on the left hand side, which I want to link to the chart on the right hand side using the connectors And using the color yellow, you can use any color, but the same color for both the chart and the scanner. And now, last step will be to check the strategies on my chart on the scanner and then scan. So now I have the PTS extreme trend, the strategy number 4 and 5 on the scanner, and those are the same indicators that I have on my chart on the right hand side. I'm scanning for the S&P 500, but now I'm going to stop that one, and rather I'm going to load the NASDAQ 100 and scan. So you see it is scanning. You can scroll down to see what it is, or just wait, and this bar that is moving left and right will tell you that the scanner has gone through all of the symbols. If you notice, strategy number 5 is on the right-hand side of my scanner. So now I'm going to go to column manager and remove the company name so that I can see all of my strategies at once. If I click on the title of strategy number 4, market has closed. So you see you have a lot of green signals for strategy number 4 on a daily time frame. And strategy number 5, we also have a kind of a few. So we're going to click on this one, and you can see that this is kind of the whole thing. It is on a box on the PTS extreme trend. It has a green pedley. It has a signal for strategy number 4, and it has a signal for strategy number 5. At the bottom right, you can see that I'm connected to TD Ameritrade and to Oanda. So those are the topics that we were covering in the past 2 weeks. How to open the charts, how to apply the indicators, how to open a scanner, how to scan for the strategies. And now we also talk about all of these windows on the scanner, how to change the scanner to different time frames, how to load the default list of symbols. We are going to talk today about the custom list of symbols. We also talked last week about the windows on the scanner. Like you can see this as a single table, as a heat map, as a pie. We just look at the summary of the results on the scanner. So if you like statistics, these different ways to look at the scanner may be fun for you. So today, we're going to continue with the scanners, and the first topic will be the previous bar. The previous bar, when you're working on a daily time frame, the previous bar will show you the results from yesterday. So if I scan again and look at the date here is 11/17. If I scan again, you will see that the date is the 16th. And I'm talking about Eastern time. If you live in the other side of the world, these dates and times may change. So just be mindful of that. So let's arrange this. And yesterday we had, so let's look at Intuit here. And you had a signal for Intuit that was yesterday. These are the results that we're getting. And you could have entered that trade today, given the conditions of your strategies. We will talk about that further, I don't know, like in a couple of weeks. So that's the previous bar. If you are scanning for a smaller time frame, let's say 60-minute time frame, and we scan for the current bar, so you can see that the results, and maybe we can move this a little bit left and see. Well, I can't at this moment. So the results that you're seeing is for the last 1 hour, which started at 15:30, which is 3:30 p.m. Okay. So let's click on this symbol and you see that you have results for the current bar. Okay, this is the current bar in an hour time frame. If you scan for the previous bar, then the results, let's scan for that first. And what you're going to see is the results from the hour that is started at 2:30 p.m. Okay, so you can see the start of the period is what is shown on this date, and the hour is the start of the period that you're working with. Okay, so let's click again on, let's look for a different one. So in this one, it's not so noticeable because this, the last bar, the current bar had a signal and the previous bar had a signal too. So let's go to this one. So this is the same case, not in this one. So in Meta, the previous bar, which was from 2:30 to 3:30, had a signal. And this is the current bar, okay? So that's what the previous bar does. So let's do the same, another example. Let's do the same with a 15-minute time frame for the current bar. And that is going to show us what happened in the last 15 minutes of the market, okay? This is what happened on the last 15 minutes. If you scan for the previous bar, it's going to show us what happened at 3:45 p.m., 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So with the stocks, it's pretty clear what is the previous bar and what is the current bar, because it is not a 24-hour market. But when you are scanning for a 24-hour market, that can be a little bit more blurry. So we're going to load the forex pairs for Oanda and scan on a daily time frame for that. So the same thing, when this bar that is moving left and right is gone, is because the scanner has gone through all of the symbols. After that, you can come and click on the titles, and the symbols that have signals will come up to the top instead of searching for them on the way down. They will come up to the top. So we have like 3 here. Let's take the Euro Aussie here. And this is scanning. The period started on the 15th. Hold on a minute until it finishes. It's taking a little bit long. Okay, so let's stop this and probably let me look if I have a smaller list that doesn't take that long. Doesn't seem that I have one, but with this I can work. So with this, it's telling you when the period started and the period ended on the 16th. Okay, so let's look at this one. These ones that are too complicated. Okay, so this is the previous bar. Okay, the period started on Tuesday at 5 p.m. and ended yesterday at 5 p.m. Okay, so that's the previous bar, which is more clear because now you know that the second period started on the 16th and ended on the 17th. So let's do the current bar. And with the current bar, what is showing here is when the period started yesterday at 5 p.m. It means that we will end today at 5 p.m. And that is where it's a little bit blurry, okay? Because you're going to stay on this scanner on forex for today, but at 5 p.m. it's going to be the current day. It's a new day. It's going to show you a new bar here on your charts. So you have to be mindful when you're trading forex and you're doing the scanner for the current day and the scanner for the previous day, because it's a 24-hour market, and it will also happen with the futures market. So I hope you don't have many questions about this topic because it's even difficult for me to explain. So the next topic will be creating custom lists. Before continuing to the next topic, I want to ask you if you have any questions so far. So meanwhile, I'm going to go again. And so now what I want to do with this chart is go here and save this as a default template. So that when I open a new chart, I don't have to add all of those indicators again. The only thing that I have to do is to link again to the scanner in case I'm using the scanner to scan stocks. Okay, so it seems like you don't have any questions at the moment. So I'm going to continue with creating the customs list. So there are three ways to upload custom lists. The typical question is, okay, I have this multi-scanner, but I have my own list of symbols. Can I upload the list of symbols into the chart? And into the charts? So the answer is yes, we can upload the list of symbols into the charts. And I just saw a question related to our first part of this presentation. So what is S and what is P? S is for symbol. So the scanner will link the symbol to the chart using the same color, and P is for periodicity, the time frame. Okay, so let's talk about that. So suppose you have only the symbol and not the periodicity linked to the chart, which is on the right-hand side. So we're gonna take off the periodicity here as well. If I change the symbol, I'm gonna load the Dow 30. If I change the symbol on the scanner, it will change on your chart. But if I have a scanner that is on a 60 minutes time frame, and I change the symbol on the scanner, you see on the chart you have AXP daily. So if I put Apple, Apple is still going to be daily, and the scanner is on 60 minutes time frame. So the only way that they will change is that I change the periodicity or link the periodicity for both. When I change to Caterpillar, then you see that Caterpillar is on an hour, okay? So why would we want to do this? Why will I link or not link the periodicity to the chart? So I'm gonna answer that question for you. So for example, you have a chart and you don't want to link the periodicity on this one, and this one is on a daily time frame. And then I will open one more chart here. And this chart, I want it to be on a 15-minute time frame. So every time that I change the symbol on the scanner, I want the symbol to be changed on the charts, but I don't want the periodicity. So you can have a daily, a 1 hour, and a 15-minute time frame chart of Apple. And if you change to symbol, you keep the periodicities on the right-hand side. So that's the reason why they have, you know, links that are different. Basically, also, if you go here and you scan on a 30-minute time frame, and then we change the symbol on the chart to Apple back again, you see that the second chart is the only one that is changing the time frame to the time frame of the scanner. It's because it's the only one that is linked to the scanner. Okay? So you can play around with those options. We're gonna leave one chart, close this, and go to the multi-scanner and just have one chart on the right-hand side and the scanner on the left-hand side. And for now, I'm gonna leave the scanner on a daily time frame here. So I hope that answers your question. So let's continue with the custom list of symbols. As I was mentioning, you have 3 ways to upload a custom list. The first way and the easiest way is using our default list of symbols. So this option loads symbols. You have the Dow Jones 30, Nasdaq 100, S&P 100, 400, and the sector ETFs, okay? And you also can have more symbols like I do. And if you don't have that, you can go to data and symbol list. And that, by the way, will update the list of symbols on your machine. And I can do the same thing. I have a lot of symbols here, the same ones that you have on the default list. But I also have the Russell 2000, the US stocks ETFs, commodity ETFs. And because I have forex, I want to add the forex pairs from Oanda. And sometimes I add currencies. So probably I will do the Coinbase. For international customers, we have some other exchanges that are available with the delayed data feed. So if you are, you can have the Frankfurt DAX 30, you can have stocks from Toronto, the Toronto Stock Exchange, London Stock Exchange, the Nifty 50 from India. So that is offered with the delayed data feed. So what I'm going to do now is update. And when I update in those symbol lists, you're gonna have all of the lists that you added, okay? All of the lists that you added. So you can choose from them and click OK. I have the Dow 30 again and scan again. So that's the first way, working with our own list of symbols. The second way will be to create your own files. For that, you can use a text file or a CSV file, which is a comma delimited file from Excel. If you're not familiar with that, well, you have to be familiar with Excel from Microsoft to be able to create a CSV file. But the easiest way probably will be the text file. So if you go and search for your notepad on your computer, let me see if I can find one. So hold on a minute. Is this the notepad? Okay. So what I'm going to do now is to share my notepad. Hold on a minute. Okay, so that is the notepad. I think I was sharing it. Okay, so to create the file is pretty simple if you have a text file, and this notepad is going to give you that type of extension. So let's say that I create a SPY and then QQQ and then Home Depot, Disney, the ETF for oil. What else can we have? We can have Meta and all the suspects, IBM. You can create your own file. We have a list now of, I don't know, 8 stocks. You can click on file and save that file on a location that you can find, like really easy on your computer. So usually I will do something like this, my file, and you just save the file. After you save the file, which the name is my file, you close the notepad. And then when you go to load symbols, you go to custom lists, and that's what we created, a custom list. And I'm gonna go to downloads and look for my file. So on the right-hand side, make sure that you have text file, okay? Otherwise, those files will not show. It's only showing the CSV files. And the text file, this is my file, and that is uploading, and click on scan, okay? So now we know that that file is not on our folder, okay? But it is accessible by using the custom list option. The custom list options. So that's the second way to create a custom list. The CSV file, I will recommend that you go to the video tutorials, and there is an explanation on how to create the CSV file. And in the same way, you go to load symbols, to custom list, and you will see all of the CSV files that you have on your computer. Like I have a lot of files in my computer that can be uploaded into this list, okay? So the last option or the last way to create a list is on your portfolio manager, So this is a topic that we will talk about next week. Is Thanksgiving, a US holiday here, so that will be on December the 1st. We will learn how to work with the portfolio manager. Let's go back to the scanner and to the list. So other people will ask, if I have a list from TD Ameritrade, can I upload the list from TD Ameritrade? So the answer is pretty much yes, you can do that. However, what is needed is that your file is a one column file. It cannot be a file that has date, symbol, price, last price, company description. That won't work. It has to be just a one column file with just the symbols. So you can upload pretty much any other list as long as it meets those requirements. So what I want to do now is to probably take a look at one of my CSV files. And I'm going to put it on the screen in just a minute. ETFs. Okay, just hold on a minute because I'm not able to share at this moment, so I'm gonna see why. Okay, so this is the comma delimited file, and this is what I was explaining to you. We need just one column file. And when you save this file, let's say that you open your Excel and you are going to save the file. What you have to do is save the file as, and you choose on the right hand side, this is a comma delimited file, okay? So when you save the file, it's not a workbook or Excel. It has to be a comma delimited file, and then you save it, and that's the file that you can upload into PTS Primo Charts. Before uploading the file, you have to close the file, okay, on your machine. And then again, you can go search for custom list and load the file that you just created. So let's do that. We're gonna load one of these files here, PTFs, and that's how it's going to work for you guys. Okay, so this is the end of the presentation. Next on December the 1st, we are going to have a conversation about the portfolio manager and how to create lists on the portfolio manager. Continue with that and see if we can wrap up this topic about the scanners and the custom list. So now we have period for questions and answers. So how did you find where to save the Excel CSV file? How do you find where to find? Okay. So I guess you mean that you want to save the Excel file in this folder. This is what I'm getting from you. Okay. So, and that's a very good question that you're asking, because this is, you know, a particular folder that we have when we, for PTS Primo Chart. So if you load symbols and go to the custom list, let me get this down. You can see this is the location. Okay, so instead of Patricia, is going to say your name, but basically those symbol lists, if you, I don't wanna, you know, kind of get you confused, but this is on your documents folder. You will find PTS Primo Charts, and then on PTS Primo Charts, you will have the symbol lists, and this is where the symbol lists go on your folder. Then again, custom list, and that's the documents folder, as you can see. So if I go here, I go to my documents. I see PTS Primo Charts, and then you have the symbol list, and this is where you can put your CSV file to be found immediately here, okay? But you can always go to your desktop, like in my case, I have ProTrader strategies and I have the stock list here. So I can go wherever in my computer and look for those lists. Make sure that you have CSV files highlighted on your search box. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, I'm going to give you some time to think about your questions, and I'm just going to launch a poll. If you can answer it, it's just if you use PTS Primo Charts right now, yes or no. And if the second question is nothing, so just answer the first one. Okay, Thank you so much. So I have another question here asking me if I can explain the alert manager button. So probably that is not a topic for today, the alert manager, and I think you may be talking about this one. But that will be, I will explain further ahead, and I will let you know when I explain about that one, okay? Okay, thank you very much for coming to this presentation, and hopefully I see you on December the 3rd, and a happy Thanksgiving.